Hi, it's Mary Maguire here. So this is the second in the COVID-19 series, just looking at sharing tips and tricks to help you to cope with the trying times that we're living through. So I'm going to share with you today 5 tips to help you to cope with working from home if that's not something you normally do. So the first thing is think about things as a work day as soon as you get up in the morning. So what I suggest is you prepare as if you're going to work and dress smartly, not necessarily in full office regalia, but certainly smart enough to feel comfortable that if you'd met somebody in the street, you wouldn't feel embarrassed with how you were looking. That's particularly important if you're doing a lot of video calls. The second thing is to really focus on where you're going to do your work, especially if you're in an environment where there isn't a work area for you, where you maybe have to share an area of a certain room or the dining room table, and there may be other people who need to use it at different times. So the best thing to do would be to look at a way of delineating when it's your time and your workspace, and then taking that away when it isn't. So think about things like maybe having a special coloured cloth that you put down in a certain corner of the table or the room where your laptop is out, and maybe with some of your other files or things around you when you're working. And then when you're not working, be very careful about putting them away again, so again that the room becomes available for the family as normal. The third thing is to do a to-do list. Now, even if you're not somebody who likes to-do lists, I would suggest when you're working from home, it's a really good idea. And I'd suggest you actually only put 2 to 3 things on your to-do list that are important for you to achieve that working day. And the reason I keep it as a fairly small working list is because it's much harder for us to focus and to get things done in a home environment where there's more distractions and there's different expectations on us from the people around us. So that will help you. Tip is to chunk up your working day into working sections of anywhere between 30, 60 or 90 minutes depending on your environment and your type of work. Keep them short and sharp and make sure you take breaks in between. Breaks should include doing things like getting yourself a drink so you're keeping your fluids high, getting some fresh air if you have a garden to go into, taking the time to do your exercise if you haven't taken any time out. If you've got young children, they may need to be smaller working sections, so just 15 to 20 minutes where if you've got preschool children or young children, you're asking them to do something which is self-directed play for a certain amount of time with an activity. And then when they come to you after that time, you're giving them some attention and giving them some praise and some reward if they've actually achieved this self-directed time to allow you to do some work. And the final thing is to remember at the end of the day to just evaluate what you've achieved, review your to-do list, see if you've achieved everything, maybe you've achieved a bit more, maybe you've achieved a bit less. Whichever it is, just acknowledge and reflect on what you've done. Think about what worked well for the day, maybe what got in the way so that you can improve things the next day. And remember to celebrate, give yourself a pat on the back for achieving what you've achieved, because what we know is it is more challenging at home, and when you do achieve things for work, you should feel very pleased with yourself. So I hope you find that useful. If you did and you'd like more tips like this, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel and I'll be posting regularly here. And share on Facebook if that's something you would think other people that you know would find this useful. Thank you for listening. I'm wishing you a great day. Stay well, stay safe and stay focused.